So this guy here, this is my buddy Cliff Patterson. He was my Ranger buddy. We were really good friends. We met each other in 1991 when I was going through Ranger school, and we shared some crazy times, some hard times, some rough times. Any of you who've ever been through Ranger school, you know that's not a fun period of life. They take away your food, your sleep, they shave your head, they stress you out, all designed to see how you lead in conditions that they say are worse than combat. And I will tell you, in some cases it was absolutely horrific. Cliff and I were Ranger buddies. We were two very different guys. He was from Washington, D.C., grew up in the city. I was a country boy. We couldn't have been more different, but yet we became like brothers. And a lot of it had to do with the adversity and the struggle and the challenges that we went through together. And, we were always checking in with each other. What was cool was, as in Ranger school, they assign you a Ranger buddy, or you pick your Ranger buddy. In this case, I think we got thrown together. I don't think he was crazy about having my scrawny redneck ass for, to be his Ranger buddy, but it all worked out. But they put you together, and then you basically get through the course. Like when one of us is feeling bad, the other one would be feeling okay. When one of us was out of food, the other one would have a little bit of food left in their MRE. And that's just how it went over and over, day in, day out, where we would spend time together, taking care of each other, checking in with each other. And we eventually got each other through that course. We went on to be great friends. We stayed friends through years as we were both company commanders. And then we lost Cliff in the Pentagon on 9/11/2001. In fact, this picture sits on my wall of honor in the play Last Out. And the character Kenny Suggins is based on Cliff. That's how much he meant to me in my life. And the subject of this particular video clip on the Rooftop Rally Point series is battle buddies, getting out of your own way. And I thought telling the story of Cliff would be very appropriate because Cliff taught me the importance of battle buddies. Yeah, he was my Ranger buddy, but in other units that are not Rangers, they call that one person that looks out for you and you look out for them your battle buddy. And it serves a range of things, both in peacetime and in combat. You always check in on your battle buddy. That way, no one gets left behind. That way, if someone's suffering from heat or cold exhaustion, the person right next to them picks up on it, right? If someone's feeling even depressed or potentially suicidal, your battle buddy will probably be the first one to pick up on that. It's just a very cool concept. But what I noticed, the whole reason I like this Rooftop Rally Point is I think there are so many lessons from the military that we can take, both special forces and conventional, and share with those of you in the civilian community who are leading every day doing big work. And the battle buddy concept is one of them. Because as I travel around the country working with civilian leaders, working with corporate leaders, some at very, very high levels and some down at the associate level, what I see consistently is that so many leaders, they're in their own heads. They feel in many ways like they're struggling uphill. Maybe they're not good enough or enough to accomplish what it is that's been put in front of them, or they're wondering if they can ever achieve the level of accomplishment that they want to achieve. In many cases, leaders today in the civilian world feel isolated. They feel kind of cut off. And I will tell you, those same things happen in the military. And the way that we get through that, the way that we make that acceptable, the way that we make that something that we can endure through and thrive in, is this concept of battle buddies. And I think it works just as well in the civilian world. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to go into your job on Monday or whenever and assign a battle buddy. But this concept of checking in with each other, this concept of getting out of your own head and checking in with the person to your left and right and seeing how they're doing. Just asking them, hey man, how you doing? How you feeling, right? Is everything okay? How are you hanging in there? I mean, that simple thing, it's the exact same thing Cliff would do with me all the time with that big smile of his. And it would just totally change my world when he did that. And when I would do that for him or other folks around me, it would pull me out of my own head. So I want you to think about this battle buddy concept in your life. And I want you to think about the power of checking in with the people in your cubicle, with the people in your team, with the people in your association, your nonprofit, your kids, right? Just look them in the eyeballs and ask them how they're doing, right? They are your battle buddies, those people that are closest to us. in our life and our business are our battle buddies. And if we don't look out for each other, who will? And to tell you how long this has been around, I brought out my Stephen Pressfield Warrior Ethos book, and I want to read from that on page 40 of the Warrior Ethos. And this is what Pressfield says about courage and how the battle buddy concept showed up even in ancient Sparta. Right, here we go. The greatest counterpoise to fear, the ancients believed, is love. The love of the individual warrior for her brothers and sisters. At Thermopylae on the final morning, when the last surviving Spartans knew they were all going to die, they turned to one of their leaders, the warrior Dianakes, and asked him what thoughts they should hold in their minds in this final hour to keep their courage strong. Dianakes instructed his comrades to fight not in the name of such lofty concepts as patriotism, honor, duty, or glory. Don't even fight, he said, to protect your family or your home. Fight for this alone, the man who stands at your shoulder. He is everything, and everything is contained within him. And that's exactly true in your life as well. Look to your left, look to your right, look to the woman to your left, the man to your right. Fight for them. Check in with them. Check in with your battle buddy. And you'll find that you'll get out of your own way, out of your head, and lead the way you were meant to lead. I'll see you on the rooftop.